Hey, how's it going, MD Fence Code? My name is Byron. I believe I spoke to Damaris over the phone just a few moments ago, if I'm not mistaken, about sending this video over. Saw that you guys are running Google ads, and I don't know if you're running Google ads now or if you were running them in the past, but you guys were running them incorrectly. And I help businesses throughout the entire United States. I help businesses with improving their online presence, and it's one of the reasons why I wanted to reach out to you guys. Wanted to give you some tips and tricks on some things you can be doing to improve your online presence. As you know, in 2023, having an online presence is very important and very critical for a business. We're in a digital age now. What I mean by digital age is that most businesses are promoting, advertising, and marketing themselves on the internet now, right? So with that being said, wanted to show you guys a few different ways you can be taking advantage of this moment in time and how you can properly set up a Google ad campaign. So when your future customers are looking for fencing services within the greater Houston area, chances are, like most people, they're going to come into Google, because Google helps find solutions to a problem. So they're going to come into Google. They're going to use this specific phrase as it pertains to fencing, as it pertains to trying to find fencing jobs or fencing services. They're going to hit search. And as soon as they hit search, what most people typically see when the page opens up is something known as the Google Ads section here. And believe it or not, a lot of businesses, and I mean a lot of businesses, are coming into Google now and they're paying to have these ads put up here. But the beauty of this section is that you're only ever charged when someone clicks on this ad. So in order for MC File Pros to be charged, someone would have to click on this link right here, which is also called in headline. Right below the Google Ads section is called the Google Maps section. Right below the Google Maps section is called the Organic or SEO section. And these are the three main ways that most businesses are bringing in customers now. And the whole goal is to have you within one of these top couple of ad spots right here. I want to say that one more time. The whole goal is to have you within one of these top couple of ad spots here. And we can make that happen by providing you with a really good landing page that's going to convert traffic into phone calls, form submissions, or a combination of the two. And there's a few different tools we typically like to use to make this whole process work. And the first particular tool I want to talk about is called Google Keyword Planner. What Google Keyword Planner does, Google Keyword Planner allows us to see how much volume certain keywords are generating per month. And another cool thing about this tool is that it allows us to see some of the other specific key phrases or keywords that people are using when they're trying to find fencing services or fencing companies. And as you can see, these are thousands upon thousands of searches per month, which means there's really high volume within your area. And the more volume there is for fencing jobs or for fencing companies, the more revenue there's to be gained, right? So for right now, I want to talk about, or I want to focus back on fence installation. So fence installation in the greater Houston area. I say greater Houston area because I'm also targeting the cities surrounding Houston, such as Spring, Katy, Sugar Land, Pasadena, Pearland, and so on. I'm basically targeting the entire Houston DMA. So in the greater Houston area, fence installation is generating between 100 to 1,000 searches per month by people, and the cost per click is $4.68. What I mean by cost per click is anytime someone goes into Google when they're trying to find a fencing service and they use this specific key phrase, which is fence installation. So they go into Google, they use fence installation, they hit search, right? And they come across an ad and they click on that ad. Who's ever running this ad campaign will be charged exactly $4.68 each time this ad is clicked on. So if I were to click on this ad right now from Alice Fence Co., if I were to click on this ad, Alice Fence Co. will be charged exactly $4.68 every time I click on it. Keep in mind that a decent conversion rate for paid ads is about 10%. What that means is that about 10% of the people that click on your ad are actually giving you a phone call or they're filling out forms on your landing page. If you were to run an ad right now for fence installation and you had a 10% conversion rate, you will be paying about $46.80 just for a fence installation job, which is pretty good because a fence installation ticket is about $2,000 to $4,000. So paying just about almost $50 for a $2,000 to $4,000 job is pretty good, right? There's another particular tool I like to use called SpyFu, and what SpyFu does is it allows us to see how our ad is performing or how our opponent ad is performing. But for right now, I want to focus on your ads, and the only thing you really have to do is put your company's URL in. This is called the URL. You hit search, and what that search does is it brings up your stats. So as you can see, you're only paying for 4 keywords per month, which is not good. Also, you're only getting 10 clicks on your ad per month, which is not good. And you're paying $64.66 in ad budget. So you're paying about almost $65 just to run your ad campaign, which is not good. All of these numbers are low. In order to get more clicks, you have to have more keywords. In order to have more keywords, you have to have a higher ad budget. This number needs to be way higher. The more clicks you get, the more potential customers you bring in, right? Another nice thing about this tool is that it allows us to see some of the other fencing companies within the Greater Houston area who's also running ad campaigns. So these are some of your competitors who's also running ads. And probably the coolest thing about this tool is that it allows us to see exactly some of the ads that you've run over time. So these are some of your ads you've run over time, and I can already see some of the things that you guys have done wrong as it pertains to running ads. And these are some of the keywords that are triggering your ads to pop up. So whenever someone puts Humble Texas Fencing, your ad will pop up, and I can already see what's wrong with this whole situation. And I'm going to talk about that now. Google has a quality score, and what that quality score does is it will make or break your ad campaign. And that quality score is broken down into 3 metrics. The first metric I want to talk about is something called ad relevance. What ad relevance typically means is whatever someone searches within a Google search engine, so whatever specific key phrase someone puts into the Google search engine, like fence installation, that has to match what's in your headline. This is called a headline. If these 2 things doesn't match, chances are Google will deduct points from your ad. When it deducts points from your ad might show up at the bottom of page 1, or it might show up on page 2. In other words, it might not show up as often. So you want to make sure that these 2 things are matching. You want to make sure that whatever you're searching or whatever someone's searching within this Google search engine, you want to make sure that it's in your headline. It's sort of a matching game, right? So make sure that these 2 things are matching in order for your ad to pop up a lot. The second thing that Google tends to grade its ad campaigns by is something called click-through rate. And what click-through rate typically means is how often is someone clicking on your ad versus your opponents. So in order to have someone to click on your ad more than they are your opponents, you want to have something called silent extensions. These right here are called silent extensions. And what silent extensions does is it gives customers information, right? You want to use silent extensions to describe the sort of services that you provide. So if you do fence repairs, fence installations, wood fence installations, wood fence repairs, chain link fence installations, chain link fence repairs, you want to use silent extensions to describe as much information about the specific services that you provide. You also want to use silent extensions to describe your locations of work. So if you do work in the Sugar Land, Katy, Pasadena, Pearland, Spring area, you want to use silent extensions to tell potential customers that, hey, this is where we provide services as well. You also want to use silent extensions to describe your phone number. So if you have multiple offices around the Greater Houston area, you want to use silent extensions to tell customers about your phone numbers and where to contact you. You want to just basically use silent extensions to give the customers as much information as possible on how your day-to-day operation works. The last and final most important thing that Google really tends to grade its ad campaigns by is something called a landing page. This right here is an example of a landing page that we typically use for clients. It's not the exact landing page, but it's something close to it. And the reason why we use this landing page is because it's high quality, right? And also, we've generated a decent amount of revenue from just running this landing page with paid ads. And the reason why we've been able to have a successful ad campaign and we've been able to successfully generate revenue is because we have multiple things going right in our favor. Number one, we have multiple calls of action. What I mean by calls of action is there's a call button right here. There's a call button right here. There's an email us button right here. There's a contact us button right here. There's a get quote form right here where customers can go and fill out the potential services that they want. There's a get quote button right here and right here. So that's about 7 calls of action on our landing page already. What I mean by calls of action is you want to give customers as many ways as possible. As soon as they land on your landing page, you want to give them as much information as possible on where they can contact you. And Google likes for this to be on your landing page because when people come and click on your ad and they come to your landing page, they'll know immediately where to contact you. The second thing that Google tends to like for landing pages to have is something called keyword phrases. And what keyword phrases are just basically potential keywords that customers will look for or will put into the Google search engine when they're looking for fencing services. So they'll use specific key phrases such as fence installation. They'll go into Google and use fence repair when they're trying to find a fencing service or a fencing company. They'll use keywords such as wood fence repair, wood fence installation, chain link fence repair, chain link fence installation, and so on. So you want to make sure that your landing page has many specific key phrases or keywords as possible that you think potential customers will look for or search for when they're trying to find fencing companies. The last and final thing that Google really likes for landing pages to have is something called mobile responsiveness. And what mobile responsiveness is, does your landing page work on mobile devices? Does it work on mobile devices such as iPads, Androids, iPhones, Kindles, and so on? Google also wants to make sure that your landing page is loading up pretty fast on these mobile devices, right? So if your landing page is taking all day to load up on an iPhone or Android or an iPad or a Kindle, Google will deduct points from your ad. And when it deducts points from your ad, it's going to be because no one's going to sit there all day and wait for a loading page or a landing page to load up, right? Like they're just going to click on another ad. No one's going to sit there and wait for your landing page to load. So you want to make sure that your landing page is up to date. And when your landing page is up to date, chances are you're going to be converting a decent amount of traffic because you have multiple calls of action on your landing page, right? You have multiple keyword phrases on your landing page, and your landing page is mobile responsive. So with that being said, now that I showed you how to successfully run a Google ad campaign, you can feel free to reach out to me at 832-388-7490. Once again, my name is Byron. I would love to sit down and have a nice talk with you guys about how to set up a Google ad campaign, and hope to hear from you soon. Have a great day.